I'm going to reach 250,000 subscribers, as you'll see on this screen. Now, this is exactly where I am as I'm recording this. By the time you see this video, this may have already reached 250,000 subscribers. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and push the subscribe button. Please do not unsubscribe because that'll just mess up my whole algorithm. But subscribe and tell me, like, when you leave a comment, tell me how many subscribers there are when you see this on my channel. Now, I'm going to show you how this happened so that you can implement what I teach you and have a completely and potentially life-changing situation of your own. I will start by saying, look at this estimated revenue for the past 28 days, $19,000. So first I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to show you more of these stats. In 2024, at the top of 2024, I made a decision to just really take YouTube seriously. The reason I did that is because the previous November 2023, I had 3 days off, and all I did was study YouTube and just get kind of caught in the vortex of this whole thing. And it started to click because earlier in 2023, I had spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to produce a YouTube show that didn't perform for me like I thought it would. And I just couldn't understand. I put the right people together. I had all of the right interviews and it was really beautiful but it just didn't resonate with the audience. So I thought I just don't know how to do YouTube. What I figured out in 2024 by just starting, this is the part where I need you to pay the most attention, is that I just said, I'm going to spend the whole year working on this no matter what happens. 2024, January. I just started. So I started working, and I would post things, and I still was working with people and paying a lot of money and just getting as much information and help and mentorship as possible. So I spent maybe $60,000 so you don't have to. Okay. And a lot of that early stuff taught me stuff that I still know today and it helps today. But it wasn't a sustainable pattern or system, if I'm being honest. I don't think I could have continued to, and pretty obvious because I didn't, go to a studio to film something really beautiful every time I had a thought, or have it so meticulously planned out what I'm going to say and have a script and have an outline and just do that. That wasn't my flavor. That could be your flavor, but it wasn't mine necessarily. What happened is that in the summer of 2024, so 2 years ago, I want to say I had something like 10,000 subscribers because um, I had the site for like, I mean, I had the channel for like maybe 4 or 5 years at that time. And I had 10,000 subscribers. And then one day I was like, I don't want to go to a studio and put together and like spend that money, put together a whole situation, get glammed up just to have a thought come out of my mind that I have right now. I had this thought today. I want to get it out today. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna go against what all of the people who are helping me are telling me. It's gonna open up my laptop, gonna go to Zoom like I'm doing right now, and I'm just going to press record and talk. So that's what I did. And when I pressed record and talked, that's when things blew up. That's when people were like, whoa, okay. So then thousands of people would start watching my videos every single week, and I'd get thousands of new subscribers every week. And it just absolutely blew up. So between summer of 2024 and summer of 2025, I gained, are you ready for this? Let me know in the comments if this is exciting to you and if you think you can do something like this too. I gained 150,000 subscribers in 1 year between the summer of 2024 and the summer of 2025. How cool is that? Very, very cool. And I still remember when I reached 100,000 subscribers because you get a plaque when you reach that. I think that was in January or February of 2025. Now we're about to hit 250,000 subscribers. I'll also say that when you look at the fact that this is an info business channel, that 250,000 subscribers is even more impressive because it's not an entertainment channel, which would have a broader appeal and therefore more people could sign up for it. And even though I'm going to show you what I did to make it like blow up, I'm going to tell you this. This is really important too. I make a lot of money per video and per view. So that is important because you do not have to have 250,000 subscribers or anywhere close to that to make a lot of money from what YouTube can help you accomplish. That should be the number one thing that you take away from this video and my teachings on YouTube. Speaking of my teachings on YouTube, to celebrate 250,000 subscribers, I have something very, very special for you. I have just launched a YouTube growth systems product that you can get that is normally 1997, 1,997, and it is on sale for $250 to celebrate the 250,000 subscribers. Isn't that cool? All you have to do is go to the link below in the description or in the pinned comment, and you will have access to it. If you're on the TV, run over to your phone, go to it now before you forget, and get into it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Really, really, really strong product. Will help you grow your channel no matter where you are. So if you have 0 subscribers, you've never even uploaded a video before, this will help you. If you have some subscribers, less than or fewer than 1,000 subscribers, and you want to know how to get monetized, this will help you. If you have thousands of subscribers, but you're looking at your subscriber list and your bank account is less than how many subscribers you have, this will help you. So I'll say that another way. Let's say you have 10,000 subscribers, but you don't have $10,000 just sitting around in your bank account. Let me help you. Go to the link in the description. The link in the description is how I have made so much money on YouTube. So let me show you a few things that I think are going to be helpful. This is my real time, and I'll refresh it so you can know it's just real. Okay, 200 now. It went up by, I think it went up by 1 while we were talking. In the last 48 hours, I've had 36,897 views. Most of these are long form views that I get in general, but I've been doing more and more shorts. Yes, you can start with shorts. Shorts are best for awareness and for practice. If you want to make the most money from AdSense, and if you want to have the most depth and having people click on your links, you're going to want to do long form. Long form is anything that's horizontal and that's more than 3 minutes. Now, I suggest you do 8 minutes or more. And there's a few reasons behind that, but just trust me for now. So in the last 28 days, 894,000 views. Now, this is not a typical month for me. Look at this, 518,000 more than usual. I usually have about 360,000 views, which is still great. That's still like 10,000 plus views per day. The last 4 weeks have been bonkers. And the reason is, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not going to gatekeep this. You don't have to buy my product to know this. The reason the views have been up is because I've just been going ham on content quantity. I always shoot for quality. Every video I put up, I need to know that it helps somebody. I'm never just going to put up fluff. But I've also been experimenting with just going crazy on quantity. And I don't do it consistently because it's a big experiment. So for you, what's more important for you is to start to get some points on board, consistency, start posting once or twice per week, an 8-minute or longer video with all the things around it that make it a great video. That is most important to you, not trying to post a video every day or trying to catch up to me, because unless you had my past stats and receipts, why would you think this would work for you? Okay, so what I'm trying to do is meet you where you are. And that's cool because it doesn't put as much pressure on you. Watch time hours are really important too because like people can click on your video, but if they don't stick around and watch it, then the number of people YouTube algorithm shows it to is just going to diminish and diminish and dwindle. And you want to play this game and this dance with YouTube's algorithm. YouTube essentially is an ads platform. It is a place that sells ads in the billions every year. And then it shares some of that ad economy with the creators who upload to YouTube. Once you make, once you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period, the watch hours is in a 12-month period, then you could be, and most likely will be, invited to their partner program where they split advertising dollars with you. Before you do that, they still run ads, but they don't share the money with you. You see? So part of what you're seeing in this dance is yes, I do want YouTube to pay me a pretty penny. Normally I get around 8 to 10,000 a month. It used to be like 3 to 7,000 a month, and this year it's been more. But this last, I think let's see, let's look at June. Look at this, more than 20,000. It's going to take a while to pop up, it looks like. 21,000 in June of 2026, $21,642.09. 19,000 subscribers joined in June alone. 72,000.3 watch hours and 923,000 views, almost a million views. June was my best month I've ever had on YouTube by far. And it exploded and got me closer to this 250,000 subscriber number. If you are one of the 19,000 people who subscribed in June, let me know in the comments because that's very cool. Welcome and thank you. And the way I did it was I stayed very consistent when it came to posting something. I posted at least something in the cadence that I normally do so that YouTube doesn't think I'm stopping or inconsistent and unreliable. It knows, okay, there's something that's going to be fed. I'm feeding the algorithm, right? So again, you don't have to do daily or multiple times per day like I'm experimenting with. But you need to do something where, hey, I'm putting videos up once a week. And it doesn't even have to be on the same day every week or the same time of day every week. It just needs to be you're feeding it every week, okay? Like a plant. So then also a few things that help me get to 250,000 subscribers are part of the packaging of a video. So if we look closer at these videos, you'll see that each has a title and each has a thumbnail picture. These two things are so important, and most people skip this part because they're so focused on the video itself and thinking that YouTube is just going to send it out to everybody. So they're like, YouTube doesn't work or YouTube doesn't like my stuff or whatever, but they don't realize that there are some very specific things that YouTube needs in order to help you help them help you, okay? They need a clear thumbnail. I suggest having your photo in it. Look at all my photos. Every video, every thumbnail has a picture of me because YouTube is now scanning our pictures and people are scanning our pictures. Humans are looking at your pictures and saying, oh, that's that person again. Oh, that's that person again. It's like recognition. But YouTube is doing so too. So you want to have it where you're getting the credit for that video in that way. Then a few words on the thumbnail itself, like clients chase you, boom. And then the titles, how to make $100,000 a year working 30 minutes per day, easy AI. I mean, come on, that's a great title. Now this video I put out just a few days ago, I knew it would not get a lot of views because I was very focused on a particular type of person, someone who makes $1 million or more per year. That's not going to be my full audience. 80% or so of my audience makes less than 5,000 per year. That's why I do these videos because I want to get you out of that. Does that make sense? So for this particular video, I did not care. Let's look at the stats of this. I didn't care that it was going to make me $15 and get 528 views. For me, that is not a good video uh, by these terms. And I even lost 4 subscribers because they're like, you're talking to rich people. That ain't me. 1500 $15. I think it's pretty cool that I made $15 for uploading a video when I can upload anytime I want for free. I think that's pretty cool. But by my standards, this video didn't perform well, quote unquote, air quotes. But can I tell you something? This video made me thousands of dollars 5 days ago, and it already has made me thousands of dollars because in this video, I call out a very specific type of person who makes $1 million or more per year and who is really good at what they do, but they're not good at YouTube. And so, of the 528 people who watch this, I don't know how many of them make $1 million or more, but let's just say 5 do, 1 in 100, 1%. Let's just say 5 do. And 5 people watch this video, some part of the video. And all it took was one person saying, I want to work with you more. So I'm going to give you more money and work with you. If you're watching, hi. And this has attracted. So over the next few weeks, let's say it gets another 500 views, maybe that brings in one more person. So let's say overall this video makes me anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000, and it has 1,000 or 2,000 views total. That means for every view, I'm making $10 or so. Not over here in this cool kind of extra stuff. Over here. That is why when you see that my analytics show I've made $19,000 in the last 28 days, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what I've really made from YouTube in the last 28 days. I've really taken the time to learn how to structure my channel in a way where I am helping a group of people. It does not have to be how to make money. It can, I've seen people make so much money baking, showing people how to bake, showing people how to dance, showing people how to sew, showing people how to meditate. It goes on and on and on. If you have any kind of product, any kind of coaching, consulting, anything like that, if you were to create a YouTube channel that focused on that for the viewer and wasn't about you, instead it was about how you could help the viewer, you could potentially make a lot of money from it. Now, what most people do, and I've worked with hundreds or even thousands of people on their YouTube channels, is most people do is they try YouTube for 2 weeks, or they never even upload a video. I mean, let alone, you know, they try it for 2 weeks. They try it for 3 months. They try it. And when I say try it, they upload 2 or 3 videos in that time period. And then they say, I didn't get any views, or I got 5 views. This sucks. I spent 2 hours working on that video. I got 5 views. This sucks. I'm not going to keep going. It's just not how YouTube works. YouTube is a 6 to 12 month game to set you up for 10 plus years of resources. Do you see what I'm saying? If I said to you by the end of the year, or whenever you're watching this, 6 months from now, you'll have something that makes you $5,000 to $50,000 per month between AdSense and mostly from what you sell through on YouTube. If I said that, and all you have to do for those 6 months is upload videos, learn a few things, upload videos consistently, at least one per week, and not look or care about how many views you're getting to begin with. And then it would turn into that. How many people would do that? Most people would, but they're not looking at it that way. Instead, not you, because I know you're going to look at it the right way. But most people are looking at it as, if I don't see any results in the first month, this sucks and I'm out of here. I don't have the patience for this. I don't have the time for this. Okay? But what you're really saying is, I do not have the fortitude as someone who wants to see my life actually change. I say I want that, but I don't have the fortitude to see it through. When I started in 2023, January, and did a whole year, I think I might have done 3 months and just stopped because it didn't work. I spent all that money and it didn't work. But then I came back. I had that November, Thanksgiving 2023 epiphany, came back at the top of 2024. And I said, I'm going to just try it for a year. I'm just going to go for a year, no matter what happens. When I said that, I went up, up and down, up and down. I had really high highs, and really awesome video that came out, and then I had mostly lows, and I just kept going. And then it was like in June or July, 6 or 7 months later, thousands of dollars later that you don't have to spend because I'm telling you how to do this, especially if you get my YouTube growth system that is linked below for $250. It's $2,000 normally. 6 or 7 months later, things hit. And I dare say that could happen for you much sooner because I learned all of the wrong things in order to learn the right things. I went through all the stuff that I'm just like, no, you just make your thumbnail better, make your title better. This is how you get ideas for videos. This is how you talk to the audience. This is what you do. This is the type of product that you send people to. This is the blueprint. I've been called the blueprint in different industries. I'm doing that again with YouTube. So don't count it out. Don't say, oh, it doesn't work just because it didn't work for the first few weeks that you tried it. Or if you worked on it for a year, but you've only uploaded once or twice per quarter, YouTube is not being fed. I want to show you something. I'll show you. Like you see, like, look, let's see. So this one, 3,500 views, $85. This one, 31,000 views, almost $500. It's just you're playing with a lottery ticket. It's a portfolio. Let me give you a couple of analogies, okay? So I'm an investor. I've invested in more than 200 companies over the past 12 years or 10 years. And we put together as investors portfolios. You may have this, where we're not going to just invest in one company and let it ride and say, okay, hope it works out. No, we're going to invest in several companies. And we know the law here tells us that two of those companies or 20% of those companies or 5% of those companies is going to make enough money back to cover all the rest of the losses. So it's a lottery ticket. And this is true on other platforms too, but with YouTube, you don't want to just throw anything at the wall like you can with short form. You actually want to be very, very intentional with every video. But you also want to not be so precious with how long it takes for something to take off. On Instagram, for instance, a video can take off 5 minutes after you post it, and then you kind of have to go back and redo that, right? On YouTube, you could have a video up. Let me see if I can show you. You could have a video up for 6 months, and then it all of a sudden just takes off for no good reason. I'm going to see if I can show you a good example of that. So this is listed. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful, if you like seeing this behind the scenes stuff. But this is listed now on the screen in order of how many views. So my number one has had 595,000 views, and it made $7,400. And then the second one, you look at that one, that made more money by $1,000, even though it had 150,000 fewer views. It's almost the same length. So it just had to do with the advertisers thinking that this one was worth a little bit more to pay for per view. Anyway, let me see if I can find one that started taking off after a while. Like this one, maybe? Is that the one? Yeah, I'm going to click on this one. I think. No, that one actually. So like the first day, it got 4,000 views. And then by the first week, it had, twice as many. But then 14 days later, let's see. Yeah, it went up by a little bit more, twice as many. Let's see, 28 days. Let's see if it's 34 or more. See, it went up by quite a bit. So it did right here. It kind of had this inflection point where it got 2,000 views even after 14 days. And it just started going higher and higher from there. There's another good inflection point here where you can just kind of rewind this and pause it if you want to see it in the future. But look at this. It just kind of it has this like little point. On the 63rd day, it just decided to get 4,000 views rather than two or one and a half. Just randomly. Just absolutely randomly. Let's show another one. I have even more stark examples, so I'm going to see if I can find those. So this one is really good. Let's say this one. Let's see what happened. This was a big one at the first day. Look at this. This one like just went boom, 12,000 views first day. First month, 146,000 views, and it's just been really, really like a few views per day. You know, it's just that has like this thing going. Okay, let me see if there's another one. This is more recent. This is just a few days ago, just 3 weeks ago, but it's already in the top 10. First day, let's see what happened the first day. First day, it got 22, almost 22,000 views, the most I've ever had in one day. Almost 22,000 views. And look at this, 50 plus get paid to use. And I know part of it is like people are like, 50 is not senior. And I get a lot of people commenting. But you know what you do when you comment, 50 is not senior, is you show the algorithm that people are watching it. And so it pushes it out to more people. And I say in the video, I know 50 is not senior. Okay. But it is a good video. It's 25 minutes, very helpful video. And so it did really well. It spiked, spiked, spiked. In the first 4 days alone, it got more than 112,000 views. And then since then, in the past 20 or so days, it's gotten another 40,000 views. In the last 2 days, it has about 2,000 views. So it's getting still about 1,000 views per day, even 3 weeks later. I'm still going to try to find the one that, I mean, there's more than one that just went crazy after a while. This one's cool. I like this one. This one's really cool too. Okay, I'm gonna keep going until I find it. I always see it here. Maybe this one or this one. I know this one did something weird. So this one, first day, gets 1,600 views. Pretty standard for me. But then by the 5th day, it has 20,000 views. What happened? You know, it just decided, hey, people are watching this. They're watching a lot of it. They are then maybe sharing it or liking or commenting. So we know that people like this. So we feel comfortable showing it to more people. See, it has 1.3 million impressions. And at first, on day one, it got 19,000. You see how it just kind of jumped over these days? It's like now we feel more comfortable showing it. And now I'm showing you the biggest ones. These are big ones. See this one? There's like a couple that are just like bonkers. So, oh, this one's interesting. Yeah. This one, it was just kind of a sleeper. 5,000, pretty cool. But in, 11 days, 12 days, it's 50,000. Then it keeps going. It's had 300 and something views every single day. Made me $4,300. And that's just AdSense. That's not click the link below. How many subscribers do I have now? Make sure you comment how many subscribers I have. Let's see this one. That one was kind of a sleeper. So it's like 6,000. That's kind of crazy. I love that. But then look at this. So it gets 6,000 day one, another 3,700 day two. Then it gets like 6,000 day three for some reason. It just goes crazy. And then on day 4, it gets 12,000. So if I had been like, oh, I don't really care about this one. It just spoof, blew up. Blew up. And then let's see what this one. Yeah, same thing. Still got 74 views in the last 48 hours after 120 days. Still making me money. Okay, I'm not going to keep looking for it, but basically there's one that just, for some reason, it just like nothing, 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 and then just went crazy again. Okay. All right. So looking at these, now let's go back to where it's not about views. Let's go back. So this one, you're rich but bad at YouTube, made me thousands of dollars already with 500 plus views. So you could have, look at these videos. This one is another example like that. It hasn't made me extra money yet, but it's only been out for 6 days, and I just know it will because I'm calling out a very specific type of person and I'm experimenting with that. So what you want to do is you want to think through, who am I really trying to reach? Who would be my ideal customer? You may have worked with somebody in the past and you just love working with them. And you're just like, man, if I could work with somebody like that over and over and over again, that'd be great. And then you just figure out what does that mean? Do we have a certain age range? Do we have gender? Do we have some demographics, like location, that sort of thing? Do we have some psychographics, like their hobbies and things, their opinions and their religion and things that make them who they are, their opinions and their vibe? And if that's the case, if we can kind of get an avatar of a person, what type of content would they like to talk about when it comes to my niche, when it comes to my product? Whatever products I sell is part of a niche. And whatever that is, that topic, what kind of conversation could I kickstart to have someone thinking about this? Think about this video right now. You clicked on it because I'm talking about how I reached 250,000 subscribers. The reason you clicked on it is maybe out of curiosity, maybe you don't want a YouTube channel, but more than likely, you're curious enough to say, actually, I would do a YouTube channel if I could be convinced that it was for me. So maybe this video will give me that kickstart I need. And I've already spent, more than 800 videos getting to know you. So I know a few things about you. I know, for instance, that you are most likely between 40 and 65. You may not be, but you most likely are, odds wise. You are most likely a woman, but maybe not. 1 in 4 won't be. You are most likely someone who has worked for someone else for most of your life, and you either want to start your own business or have a side hustle or retire with some real financial resources. You're somebody who has a big heart, someone who cares a lot about a lot of people, and you want impact. You are someone who is very in tune with like whatever your culture is, whatever your thing is. It doesn't have to be like the latest trends, but you're very in tune with your hobbies, your interests. It's important to you to have that part, that play to it. You are probably someone who has spent money on courses, self-development, self-improvement, business coaching, things like that. And it's pretty split down the middle between good experiences and bad. So you've had some really good experiences and you've had some really lackluster experiences. And sometimes that makes you a little shy to try something new, but you like my videos either for the first time seeing me or in general, you've seen a bunch of them because I'm not necessarily yelling at you and trying to get you to do something. I'm talking to you like we're sitting across from a table from each other, and it feels more organic to you. And my reputation speaks for itself, and the fact that I've invested in more than 200 people after being homeless, and or 200 companies, I should say, after being homeless. I help people make money online in the thousands every single year. Tens of thousands of people I help them make money, and I make more than $1 million a year myself just in my info products. Those types of things make you feel more comfortable with me to the point where if you see a video of mine pop up and you have time, you usually watch it. Did I call you out? Let me know in the comments if I just described you. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to find a niche, we're going to find a product, and we're going to build a long-term 6 to 12 month plan out. In fact, inside of my YouTube growth system, I have a 90-day plan for you that'll get you started. And then we don't want to do all 6 to 12 months planned out day one because you're going to look at signals. You're going to look at your data as it comes in, and that's going to help inform the rest of that. But I have I got you holding your hand the whole time. with this growth system. So, hope you come in, hope to see you there, and I hope this video has been helpful and inspirational to you. And I hope to see you at the next video. So make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much to the 250,000 people who have subscribed in the past 2.5 years. It means the absolute world to me.